to your pockets. If you got any sense in your head, finna knock it. Oh, airhead ass nigga, I'm finna pop it. We the Bloods, my whole team wear red. We the Houston Rockets. Red flag on me like I'm Rambo. Quarterback. When the tabs pull up, I scramble.
What's going on, y'all? This your boy Tony Black, voice of the block. Right now, you tuning to Tony Black Ghetto Gossip Live, man. Y'all make sure that y'all sub to the channel. Y'all make sure that y'all donate to the channel. Right now, scan the QR code, man, and donate to the channel right now, man. If you got Cash App, do it now. If you ain't got Cash App, create a Cash App. Do it just for me, make me feel special. Man, we need a couple of y'all to go in and get up in here for tonight's live, man. Tonight's live is going to be a wow live, man. A wow live. Because a lot of people know 1090J. And people were starting to know Brian Blake. You know, Brian Blake exposed motherfuckers. 1090J exposed motherfuckers. You got 1090J been exposing people since he been out of jail. You know, the black community. You know, people like me, people like you, but he don't be doing that shit to his culture. You know, he just do it to, you know, renew our paperwork. You know, people that's been snitching, you know, he making that shit re-relevant again. And that's dirty, man. That's fucked up. See, 1090J, he's a dirty, dirty white individual. You know, and y'all still be going around here praising it, watching him, and he got dirt on his name too. And I always be telling y'all, bro, somebody who got dirt on their name, bro, the snitching allegation, you know what I'm saying? If you got that kind of shit on your name, bro, you can't be coming out here talking about this type of shit, bro. Downing other people about this shit, bro, and you ain't no better. How the fuck can you preach that shit? You can't preach it. You can't. That's where 1090J come in at. Because 1090J is being said, and this I seen and heard that this paperwork out that 1090J hadn't got hit, you know what I'm saying, with a sock. With a lock in the sock when he was locked up and he had it snitched. Now, if that's true, y'all let me know in the comment section. But that's what I heard. 1090J, a dirty motherfucker. 1090J got his homeboys. See, 1090J had some homeboys. You know, 1090J called himself Blood. And 1090J a snake, first of all. He can't be trusted, you know. And 1090J set up his own homeboys, his own supposed to be blood homeboys, some niggas that he grew up with, who he ran with, some people who trusted him. They used to be going on licks and shit together. 1090J was so dirty. And then 1090J was so evil that the dirty shit that he did was set his homeboys up. And the evil shit that he did was set his homeboys to rob his family members. Because they say that 1090J is working with the law enforcement. Because 1090J grandfather was a officer. And y'all know them officers, they get retirement money. So 1090J tried to, you know what I'm saying, snake his people. See, Jake is a snake. You know, Jake ain't no motherfucking good. Jake got to be paying people to be taking pictures in the hood with these people to make the outside make it think he's really a real deal blood. Nah, y'all don't think that's evil for 1090J to do some shit like that? And 1090J did what he did when he was locked up, you know, told that somebody hit him and who it was, you know what I'm saying, when he got, you know what I'm saying, attacked. Y'all don't think that that's snitching? I call it motherfucking snitching. I call a lot of this shit that these niggas doing snitching. I call that shit that Gucci man did damn near snitching. But I just know how to make content so good that I can make it sound good and just be like, oh, he just don't know what's going on. But actually, I do know what's going on. Actually, I don't need a plug like a socket to tell me what the fuck going on. I got eyes and I got ears. I clean my ears daily. You know what I'm saying? I got real good 20/20 vision. You know what I'm saying? I can see real good. Listen, I can see and hear and I see everything that's going on and I hear it. If I don't see it, I hear it, bro. You know, 1090 Jake finna get a dent put in his pockets. And we're gonna get to why 1090 Jake getting a dent put in his pockets. But in the meantime, in the between time, we going in talking about the background and the things that I know about 1090 Jake and trying to figure out why the fuck is y'all praising this snake after he did what he did to his grandfather. That was a cop. He snaked his first of all, he set his homeboys up to rob his ex-cop, allegedly his family members, right? So I'm gonna say that it was the cop because the cop is the one who most likely got the money in the family. So y'all want to praise this snaking ass nigga. You know, I don't even see how the person that lay up next to him every night can trust him. Not knowing that that person may get snaked any day by this guy. Why don't he talk about the things that his culture do? Because his culture actually do some fucked up shit, as y'all see what's going on. So why isn't 1090 Jake talking about that, reacting to that? Because 1090 Jake most likely got to be in that field of a cop, because he got a lot of information from his cop, uh, um, from his cop pop. Or if he didn't get it from his cop pop, somebody who was close to his cop pop. Maybe a uncle, maybe a granddad, maybe a grandma, maybe a auntie. If he didn't get to meet and greet that pop, that was a cop. You know, these rappers expose theyself. So why the fuck we letting a white boy come and expose the black culture? We listening to a white boy say what happened instead of a white boy talking about what the fuck these white boys out here doing, how these white boys, how we just had these white boys probably just, you know what I'm saying, do have something to do with this black boy in the goddamn water out there at the island, Horn Island, whatever it's called. You know, 1090 Jake come to the internet and he try to put on a smile in the front and make you think it's all good. But you got to think about all of the things that 1090 Jake talk about. What all of the shit that 1090 Jake talk about. 1090 Jake talk about cop shit. Y'all might as well go watch cops. Y'all might as well go to school to be a cop to learn about this shit. You know, 1090 Jake then talked about this shit so much. Y'all don't even like listening to rap music no more. He done exposed all of this shit. And y'all let 1090 Jake do that shit. I feel like when these guys be gone from the internet for weeks at a time, you know, They got to be working with law enforcement, trying to dig up and get information. Because if you can buy the information and read up on it real fast, if that's the case, if you want to talk about a case. But these guys plugged in with law enforcement. That's why y'all watch these guys. Y'all like these guys because they undercover law enforcement. I don't have none of this type of paperwork on me so I can talk about this shit. So why when a nigga say or a white person say or anybody say they talk about this shit, why they won't never say there's no paperwork on my name or y'all can't find no paperwork on my name? Why they don't say that? That's because they got paperwork on their name somewhere, somehow. They been broke the street code. And then they come to the internet or they're going to get in front of people and try to front like they never ever did this type of shit before. That's why they like listening to people like Gunna. That's why they like listening to people like 6ix9ine. That's why they like listening to these type of people. Y'all got to pay attention. That's why they don't have a problem with these type of people. I don't have no kind of respect for these type of people. Especially the ones who did the shit and then trying to pretend like they never done the shit or ain't doing the shit or ain't did the shit or don't want to do the shit. Why y'all don't think that 1090 Jake did the shit? Cause he haven't came out and say he did it. What if 1090 Jake came out and say he did it? Would it still be the same? Would y'all still love the things that 1090 Jake say and do about our black culture and still deride him, even if you never seen him or met him or took a picture with him before? Knowing damn well if you hit him up trying to do some business with him, why the fuck do any of these niggas try to charge you? That's one thing about it, and two things for sure. See, if somebody try to hit me up, I'm gonna work with you. These dudes be trying to charge because they broke. That's exactly why 1090 Jake getting a lawsuit because 1090 Jake spreaded a rumor. 1090 Jake been doing so much exposing. And 1090 Jake been talking a little too fast and misread. It slipped up. And then y'all got to think about it too. We all come to the internet, bro. When we get to the internet and do this, we all talk about people. You know, that's harassing when I call it that, when we talk about people multiple times, 2 and 3 times, you know. You got people online saying how they want to beat up people and how they'll do stuff to people. They bullying people, you know. You got Biden Blake made 77 videos on 1090 Jake, you know, talking about things that I just told y'all. And then you got 1090 Jake make one video about Biden Blake. And this nigga channel get gone. Now we don't know because Biden Blake, I told y'all the nigga Biden Blake The motherfucker been exposing motherfuckers to like Whack 100, you know, the big U case, you know, of course, the guy who he's suing, 1090 Jake. Um, these two dudes been going back and forth. 77 videos is a whole lot of videos to make on one guy. And let the streets tell it. The only people that Blake make videos about is around Sadie Nash, 1090 Jake, and Rat 100. And I say, I wonder why the fuck that this nigga be coming out talking about these people like this, you know, and his dad got some shit on his name too, but we're gonna get to the shit that his dad got on his name. But he be exposing people like Wat 100 because we know that Wat 100 got paperwork on his name. You know, like I told y'all about 1090 J. And then they doing the big UK so dirty. You know, that's what Blake was talking about. He was all up in that business. He was reading them documents, very fast, daily. He was paying for this stuff. Y'all tap that like button. Y'all comment right now. Let me know what y'all thoughts is. He was exposing their ass. They couldn't handle it. They said, we got to get him up out of here. But the thing about it too, see, Blake was putting a lot of his personal business on the internet. And that's one thing and two things for sure that you can't never do. Is put your personal shit on the internet because you always got somebody, some person that's hating on what you're doing because you gonna probably outdoing them. Now you was growing your channel very quickly, and they didn't like that. They didn't at all. That's why they did what they did. That's why they had to do what they had to do to get rid of you out of the YouTube space. But you got other platforms that you can go to. Plenty of other ones that you can go to. Now, do y'all think that Blake gonna get this money out of 1090 Jake? Cause I haven't heard or seen 1090 Jake post nothing on the internet in a minute. So what y'all think? Y'all think the nigga 1090 Jake like trying to pretend like he going broke? He gonna try to play that game? I ain't been working, so I ain't getting no income. This my only income. Don't tell me he gonna try to play that game like your boy. Mm-mm. Now, Blake, his dad, a PDF file, what I'm saying, when he was 17 years old, what I'm saying, but he's still locked up to this day for criminal activities, hanging out in the streets type shit, what I'm saying, running wild. That make his dad and the BGT community, y'all know what I'm trying to say. That put his dad in that category community, if you ask me. Blake probably never knew about that shit to speak about that shit, but if Blake gonna speak about shit, he gotta speak about shit. If he gonna speak about some paperwork, 1090J, if y'all gonna speak about some paperwork, Bat 100, if y'all gonna speak about some paperwork, bro, y'all gotta tell it all. First, you gotta start with yourself before you talk about anybody else, before you try to expose anybody else. You gotta start with yourself. Now, Blake could have came and said, yo, I wrote a petition for my dad to be free. He probably ain't even known nothing about his dad, what I'm saying, what his dad did to that kid when his dad was 17 years old. He probably ain't never known no shit about that shit. But he wrote a petition about his dad. But we ain't never heard the nigga Brian speak on his dad about being in the streets. Him trying to get his dad free, about Man, my dad was wrong. If he did, I ain't never heard it. Blake. Blake was a dirty motherfucker. And I'm going to tell y'all how he was a dirty motherfucker. Because I heard this shit at my own two ears. And I seen him say it. Now, your dad a nasty motherfucker to do some shit like that, bro. You know, it don't matter how old he was. You know, you can't represent that nigga, bro. I mean, now that you know this shit, I wonder how the fuck you really feel right now, my brother. Do you feel like, damn, I shouldn't have never even signed my name on that paper to represent my dad? Or is you just like your dad? We don't think that you just like him. And I don't want to say that you knew about his past, but I want to hear you speak, on how you feel, you know, about the situation now that you heard about his situation. If this situation about him true. I ain't the type of nigga to go and pull up some paperwork and go and doing all this type of reading type of stuff. So I received this paperwork and I scanned over it and seen what it was. And I say, damn, 1090 Jake getting sued because 1090 Jake was saying some foul shit. 1090 Jake was lying, on somebody else's name. 1090 Jake probably lied on a lot of people's names. But Blake probably was just the first person to catch it. Blake was the first person to catch this shit, bro. Now, Blake, like I tell y'all, Blake was and Blake is, a street nigga. And Blake, even though Blake ain't got his YouTube channel no more, I'm pretty sure, Blake gonna hear this, he gonna see it, somebody gonna show it to him or whatever like that. Blake a street nigga. But I tell y'all, bro, he did some fucked up shit, he a slimy ass nigga, a green ass nigga just like 1090 Jake. He can't be trusted, you know, dirty, evil ass nigga. He did some bitch ass shit. Not just some bitch ass shit. The nigga Blake did some bitch ass, hoe ass nigga shit. See, the nigga Blake, he was a street nigga. I don't know the situation with the nigga right now. I know that I can tell you this. Niggas that like to talk about and pull up paperwork and do all of this shit, they are rats. I'ma just tell you like that straight up. So, with that being said, the nigga a straight up rat, bro. The nigga a snitch. The nigga a snitch. So why he won't snitch on, other things that he got going on, The nigga a snitch, straight up. And he a bitch. And he was in the streets. And I don't know if he was robbing a dope home. I don't know if the nigga was robbing a regular home. I don't know what the fuck this nigga had going on. But the nigga, I don't know if he was by himself or not, but he had a fucking ski mask on. Not even a fucking shiesty ski mask. Not even a ski mask like this. The nigga had like a fucking wave cap over his goddamn face. Stocking cap, wave cap. You can see a motherfucker face very clear. Mistake number one, dumbass guy. He had short hair at the time. Uh, yeah. Rob into a house, boom. Little 2-year-old in the house, bro. This dumbass, stupid ass, rat ass nigga put the strap to the kid. Yeah. He was talk about this shit on the internet and thought this shit was hilarious, funny, and all this and that and da 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 da. But really, it wasn't. The audience, they still tuned into that whole ass shit because they think that this shit was cool. They'll do some shit like that, when they hungry on their stomach just to feed their family instead of trying to go and put in some work. I see that King Yella working. Shit, King Yella, boy, you can come work for me. We can make some money together. Um, Instead of trying to, what I'm saying, doing going to do some work, you know, the nigga want to go and try and go and rob and put that shit to a person's head and didn't even get no money. I mean, you go and rob a motherfucker. Put the strap to a motherfucker dome, not just the person who you robbing dome, the kid's dome, and then get away with the lady person didn't even get no money, nigga. And you thought the shit was hilarious and funny. They ain't gonna say, haha, not like that. Not like that. I mean, what do you street guys actually get out of this shit, bro? Do you street guys actually think that this shit is cool, bro? You know, the reason 1090 Jake getting this sued is because Blake feel like 1090 Jake got his channel taken. Could have been multiple people, but if you was on Whack 100 so hard, why you ain't trying to go out the Whack 100? Why you only trying to go out the 1090 Jake? What is your thing for 1090 Jake? You know, I come in this motherfucker. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I just keep that shit 100, authentic, real. Most of these YouTube niggas, they got a thing for one another. Did y'all know that shit? They got a thing for one another. Me, I'm gonna just be real. I hit them up. Yo, they talk about sending them some money. I'm out after that. That's it. No reply after that. I ain't sending no cash to none of you. I don't know none of you niggas. Like middle fingers to all y'all that talking about me sending you some money. No, y'all better try somebody else sending you some money. Tony Black with Ghetto Gossip ain't sending no paper to none of y'all. What y'all think What y'all think this is? Y'all better, y'all better motherfucking rethink something. If y'all think I'm gonna go work hard, bro, and give y'all my shit, probably most likely for y'all to finesse me, and I don't know y'all. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. Y'all out of y'all silly ass, rabbit ass mind, man. Blake, I don't know. You might get some money out of 1090J. You might not get some money out of 1090J. This whole shit can probably just backfire on you. You know what I mean? After you try to hit 1090 Jake might just be so swift because you already say we already know that he worked with the law because his paperwork. See, I'm gonna say it like this: any of you niggas that got paperwork out, it's official that y'all work with the law. If you got paperwork out, it's official that you work with the law. I'm sorry to say it, but I gotta keep it authentic. I gotta say what y'all don't want me to say and how y'all don't want me to say it. Why this nigga why this nigga out here robbing in the first place? How old was this nigga when this nigga was robbing? This nigga like 40, 30 something, 40 something years old. This nigga used to try to be a rapper. Blake. He used to try to be a fucking rapper. We all tried to be a rapper. A lot of niggas failed being a rapper. A lot of us wanted to be football players or fucking rappers, bro. That's what we wanted to be when we was young niggas. Rappers or football players. If I'm lying, let me know in the comment section. If you wanted to be anything else, let me know in the comment section what you wanted to be. I wanted to be a football player. Got older, played some football. Then played some baseball. What y'all played? Y'all let me know in the comment section. And don't be scared to talk to your boy, man. Don't be scared. These niggas played the snitch war. See, a lot of people always say that they ain't want to snitch and end up in a situation to where they had to snitch or rat or say something. You know? Yes, this situation makes Blake a rat because 1090 Jake ain't touch him, ain't threaten him, and he made so many videos on 1090 Jake. 70 something videos. I mean, what do y'all call that, bro? At this point, you got a whole catalog about one guy. One guy. That's D riding. That's straight up D riding. And then your brother, you like bringing up paperwork. But why you ain't talk about your brother being a rat or whatever the situation was? See, that's the thing that kills me about people. Because if you're gonna talk about paperwork, you gotta talk about that paperwork, bruh. You can't just go out here and try to expose other people without trying to expose, you know what I'm saying, your people first. You gotta make everybody hate you. You gotta make everybody hate you, not just them, bitch. You gotta make everybody fuck it. Y'all can't just go in on certain people. Y'all gotta go everybody. Y'all gotta go in on everybody, man. Like fuck that. You know, Blake dad was fucked up. His brother did some fuck shit. I wonder how this nigga feel. You know what I'm saying? 1090 Jake, man. How much money shit 1090 Jake finna get his pockets hit by? Shit. These two niggas still battling online because Blake still going in on Instagram and shit and other platforms. So the shit ain't never gonna be over. They stopped the nigga from being on here, but they ain't stopped the nigga permanently. The nigga still breathing. The nigga still got a voice. The nigga obviously ain't working with law enforcement. So what can you say? The only thing I can say about him that he did wrong was what he did back in the days and what he doing right now to 1090 Jake. You know, that's what I can say that he doing wrong. You know, what 1090 Jake did wrong? 1090 Jake set up his people, his own family, his own friends to crash and rob each other. His family knew that 1090J had something to do with it, but his family members, see, 1090J family members didn't want to put 1090J in a position to go to jail. But 1090J allegedly got caught with a strap or something that sent his ass to the pen. And it had something to do with what had something to do with when his people had got. Yeah. So y'all gonna see, and it's gonna come out, and y'all gonna remember that I told y'all first, but I wasn't really even trying to be the first one to tell y'all this shit, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Somebody had sent it to me. So I said, man, I gotta talk about it, bro. I gotta talk about this. This is what they want me to talk about. So I gotta talk about it. You know, you can't never go out here, bro, thinking that you're gonna talk about a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, without probably saying allegedly, bro. You're gonna have to go out this bitch knowing, you know what I'm saying, what you're talking about or try to talk around certain situations and shit like that, bro. You can't just try and always try and be so direct and try and expose a bitch and try and embarrass a bitch and try and hurt a bitch character. Cause when you try and do that, that's when this type of shit happen. Like the sue game and the court game and the jail game and the fight game and the saying he said this and he said that and I don't like the way he growing so fast. He talk about, see, the biggest thing about it was Blake was exposing these motherfuckers so hard to, it was so true to, they was like, man, we can't let this dude come in a platform and garbage through our name. You know, put it in the garbage in a paper shredder. You know, and shred it up multiple times with different pieces of paper. You know, at the end of the day, if you got paperwork on your name, you dead ass wrong if you don't speak on your shit first. If you got paperwork on your name, you dead ass wrong if you don't speak on your shit first. You gotta speak on your shit first. That's what's gonna make you official. That's what's gonna make people fuck with you. That's what's gonna make people not talk bad about you. Cause all somebody gonna be able to say is, oh, he already spoken. He already said it. Like Blake had already said like what he did. Blake already said that he had then put the strap to the jet head. So you can't really say and embarrass him. All you can say is he did some bitch ass, hoe ass, you know what I'm saying, puss ass nigga shit. That's all you can say. And that's some shit that he can never ever in his life take back. You know, because he traumatized somebody forever doing some whole shit like that. That shit can't be taken back. You know, the fuck you trying to do, trying to rob a woman anyway? What she got for you? She wasn't a dope boy. I know. I said she wasn't a dope boy. She was a lady with a kid. This shit here, 1090 Jake, you gotta start talking about your own kind. 1090 Jake gotta start talking about what his kind doing to us race, to us black people. Because what they doing to us is real fucked up. And he ain't even speaking on it. He real hushy quiet about it. So I wonder how he really actually feel about what they doing to us. And it's a lot of y'all watching 1090 Jake. It- It's a lot of y'all watching that boy 1090 Jake. And I don't know why y'all fucking with that boy 1090 Jake. I don't know why y'all fucking with Whack 100. I don't know why y'all fucking with Brian Blake, because Brian Blake ain't exposed the paperwork on his brother, but Brian Blake want to expose the paperwork on others. You know, it all starts at home first. That's why I'm saying that, bro. That's why I'm speaking. That's why I'm preaching this and saying it so much. They can't speak on this shit, bro. They can't at all. And Blake knew this shit was gonna come out. Blake Blake knew this shit was gonna come out, so that's why he spoke on that shit before that shit came out. Because he was like, I know one day that I'm gonna get exposed. I'm gonna get into some shit with one of these niggas that be exposed as paperwork. But guess what? If you really look at it, I'm into it with both of you niggas that expose paperwork. I'm into it with both of you niggas that expose paperwork. 'Cause both of you niggas did whole evil bitch ass shit. And both of you niggas deserve to be fucking friends at the end, you know, at the end. See, at the end, we never know. The nigga might help you get your channel back, but you trying to play a dirty game. You made too many videos about this dude. You should have made other content, bro. Talked about other things, you know, being creative, uh, being more conversational, being more thoughtful, not just reading and talking about people's stuff, their background and what they've been through. That's not what real niggas do. Preach. Real niggas preach. That's not preaching. That's exposing. That's dirty talking, trying to down somebody character as a man. This shit that these niggas doing on the internet, they trying to downplay another nigga character as a man because they don't want to see the next guy shine. You know. But it's a lot of niggas like me that say, hey, I'm gonna shine regardless. You know, I'm gonna eat regardless. I mean, whether they like it or not, you know, I'm gonna eat regardless. You know, I'm gonna be me, you know. And obviously, shit, Blake doing what he wanna do, you know. Obviously, you know, he need the money, he need the funds, you know, he feel like shit, he got done, you know what I'm saying, dirty. You know what I'm saying? Dirty, you know. He got did real dirty, he feel like, you know. He feel like, you know, shit, we all come to the internet and talk about people. So why when I talk about you, it's a problem. We all get on this bitch and talk shit about people, you know. Y'all too. Get on the internet and read, talk about people paperwork. And it's a problem when they do it. When I do it, they want to get rid of me. See, it's a problem when Blake was doing it. I mean, when Blake was doing it, it was a problem. Yeah, because he was dropping so much heat. So it was a problem. But when 1090 Jake did it, he got rid of him. No more YouTube. But he still got a voice other places. You know? All y'all gotta do is find him. Now Blake say, man, I need this bag. Man, I ain't got YouTube, man. He didn't, you know what I'm saying, took the bag away from me. And I was eating, man, like what, 41, 46K subs, you know? And that came from all exposing, basically all snitching. That 1090 Jake Whack 100 shit, all telling. Just internet police shit, bro. That's all this shit is, bro. And now one police want the other police back, bro. Can't fuck with the chief. Shit, you can't fuck with the chief. Goddamn 1090 Jake, 1090 Jake, the goddamn chief. You can't fuck with the chief, man. They goddamn white boy, man. Shit. Mm-mm. They goddamn white boy. Listen here. King Yellow. King Yellow. I don't even think King Yellow want to fight this boy, man. Listen. That motherfucker be in the gym. That motherfucker be doing more than what we know and what we see and allegedly probably, you know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucking white boy is big. And he need to stick to and talk about his motherfucking own kind and own culture. He need to tune into that other side. Fuck 1090 Jake. He need to do what he gotta do, bro, and stay out of our motherfucking business. This your boy Tony Blackman, voice of the block. If y'all fuck with anything I say, y'all let me know in the comment section. I'll be back in this thing on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm out.